Hello everyone. Hello. Hello. Hi. It's that time of week again. It's Motherland Fort Salem time. Okay. We're here. We're here. As always. Before we jump into anything, let me know how we're going with video, audio, lagging, quality, all that good stuff. Let me know. Let me know how we're going. If you guys can watch okay. We're dropping any frames, all that good stuff. Also, as always, this is a review of episode 7, and we're going to be doing, we're going to be watching live the promo for episode 8. So if you haven't watched up until this point and you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this stream / this video. Go watch the episode first, and then you can come back here afterwards. That's all G. How are we all? How are we all? Just make sure everyone is all good. And then we can jump into this. I'm excited. Like I said, the first thing we're going to jump into is watching the promo for episode 8. I have yet to watch it. Yeah. And then we're going to be chatting about episode 7. So much to chat about. So much to chat about. All right. So I'm assuming everything is looking good on your end. I haven't heard any complaints yet. Unless, of course, you guys can't actually hear me and you have not heard me ask if there's anything wrong. So we'll give it another second. Yay or nay, if we can hear, if everything's all good. I've got audio bars, so I'm assuming everything's all good and you guys are just waiting for me to get on with it. Everything's fine. Sick. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Hopefully we don't have any issues with copyright like I did with my Batwoman video. We are just doing screenshots in the background this time around. Hopefully that'll solve any copyright issues. I did try and push it with some video last time, but I think some screenshots will do. Okay. Let me pull up the promo for episode 8 and we can watch that. Whew, okay. Let's do this, shall we? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So here we go. Episode 8 trailer.
This is a full combat situation.
Let's go hunting.
Oh, the height difference. Don't.
Get away from the car!
Hi, Raelle.
It can't be you.
Oh shit.
Give the order.
They aren't ready.
Oh shit. This episode is gonna kill me! Oh no. That's too much. First of all, I keep on saying I wanna cosplay something. My last cosplay wish I wanted to do was Batwoman, but I full on want to cosplay this. That's my new cosplay wish. Oh God. It's too much. There's too much. What did I just do? She's got a great evil face. Can we be honest? Oh no. But also that height that height difference! I ship it. Okay? End of story. I ship it. Oh God. I'm weak. Okay, I'm weak. All right. Goddamn. Where do we even start? Okay, Jesus, I don't even know. Scylla, okay? Let's start with Scylla. That's a good place to start, because, let's get topical. Alex, did you see Taylor's tweet about that scene? What scene? What scene? In the promo or in this episode, between her and Scylla? Her and what's the actress's name? Crap, I forget. Because I did see a couple tweets between those two about the scene in episode 7 where Raelle is brought into where Scylla has been captured, and they talked about that scene together. Oh, and how emotional it was before them. Yeah, no, I saw those tweets. I was like, God damn, make me even more weak. Yeah. Okay, wait. Is it Amila? Amila? Because when I say it, I want to say Amelia. But I feel like Amelia has an E in it, right? Amila? Am I right? Or am I very, very wrong? I'm probably very, very wrong, as usual. Yeah, I saw those. That Scylla, this episode. Scylla this season. Can we chat about Scylla for a second? Because I have some feels. If you guys have been sort of watching my videos, my live streams, if you've been on my Twitter at all, I have had quite a roller coaster with Amella. Yeah. That doesn't help me at all. Anyway, I have had so many conflicting feelings about Scylla because, like, she's spree, you know? She was, like, in that opening scene, killing hundreds of people in that mall. You know, she murdered people. She's murdered a lot of people. And I'm like, I can't ship this person with Raelle, right? I can't love her. She's a murderer, you know? And then you get, like, into the season, and I'm just like, do I care that she's murdered people? Honestly, my care for that is going down and down each episode. Is she a murderer? Yes. Is that now a deciding factor against me not liking her? Not really. I honestly am not caring anymore that she's murdered hundreds of innocent people. But I also do care because she's murdered hundreds of innocent people. But, like, I don't know. There's something about her and, like, the actress. Amalia. Is that better? Amalia. The actress. She is incredible, right? She plays it perfectly. She is evil, but she's not. She plays that card, we know right and wrong. Murdering people is wrong no matter what, There is definitely, there is arguments against self-defense, but, like, straight out murder is wrong. And yet, you do feel like she's being cornered. Like, she has no choice. And, like, you do feel like you want to protect her. And I am so conflicted by these feelings, okay? It stresses me out, okay? I'm still holding out hope it wasn't Scylla because those flashbacks were really strange. And when you compare the pilot and the flashbacks, something is up. Yes, but also, like, I honestly haven't actually gone back to watch the pilot, to be honest. But also, like, I always give this sort of, like, leeway to the pilot because a lot of times in shows, pilots are filmed months in advance. So sometimes I give them leeway, like, oh, maybe it's just like a filming thing that they're trying to get back into the groove. But I don't know. I honestly need to go back and start watching stuff. But I'm pretty convinced that she did it. I feel like I'm pretty convinced that she's done it. I'm I'm interested in like how she gets here. Obviously, we know the army has killed her parents. I don't want to see her struggle, but I also do want to see her struggle because it really, like, I feel like Scylla, it's just like once you actually see her emotions, once you actually dive a little bit deeper into her thought process and into her just making of her, you can empathize, sympathize, you can understand, you can honestly forgive murder, I think. She's that kind of person that you can kind of be like, okay, sure. Yeah, it's interesting. It's so interesting. And like, props to the actress. It definitely takes a certain actress to pull that off. Forgiving someone for like cold-blooded murder. There's only a few people that I'm like forgiving. Scylla's one of them. Well, starting to become one of them. Obviously, and just, quick side note, Villanelle is definitely another one. There's definitely characters that I'm like, you know what? You go murder some people. Good for you. But yeah. It was her, they confirmed in this episode. It was her initiation mission, and yes, she felt some regrets. It's canon. That's also interesting. Anacostia. Anacostia's was trying to get into her mind this whole episode. And she did mention when she was reporting to General Alder that she felt hesitation, regret, which gives Anacostia some pause, which I'm really interested to dive deeper into. From the summaries that I've read, I believe, we're going to get more scenes between Anacostia and Scylla. So I'm really excited to see that play out and see, I don't know, Anacostia become one of us, have some sympathy, some empathy, and some love for Scylla, to be honest. We are knowing that Anacostia's got like a soft spot for orphans. She was an orphan herself. So yeah, I think that's a really interesting, exciting storyline that I'm really keen to see more of, because like they're so opposite. Like at face value, Anacostia and like Scylla, they're so opposite. But I think it's going to be really interesting and awesome see their similarities come to light, and them sort of learning that they're not so different from each other, which is going to be really interesting to see, I think. Next episode, Raelle will find out Scylla is spree, I think. How do you think she will react? I think she already knows. I think she already knows. Sorry, I think we've just got some issues with the connection. Just gonna give it a second to catch up. Yeah, I think we're caught up now. Yeah, I think Raelle knows. I think she's known since, at least from was it episode 4? The dance that they had, the Valtaire, was it? I can't remember the name of it. But that dance where she does talk to that guy, the gay dude, I don't know his name, forgot his name. And she does, asks, she definitely indicates that she has an idea that Scylla's into some bad stuff. And she sort of just makes her mind up there that it doesn't matter, what Scylla's doing. She's going to be there for her and help her get through it. So I do think she has some kind of inkling, at least. And, even this episode, it really dug deep. They both said, I love you to each other. Terrible circumstances, but they both said, I love you to each other. And I think it was very clear in this episode that neither of them have higher loyalties than each other. Scylla does not, I think it's pretty obvious that she doesn't well, she's not loyal to the spree over Raelle. I think Raelle is not loyal to the army, Fort Salem, over Scylla. So I think their loyalties are with each other. So yeah, I think once it's confirmed to Raelle, she might be disappointed. She might, have some struggles. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to deter her from Scylla at all. I don't think so. I think it's pretty clear at this point that no matter what, they're there for each other, which hits me. Beltane, yeah. That is how Elliot write about Scylla character. She's an enigma. Make us question what is right and what's wrong. Make us to see from different perspective. Yeah. And that's like, props to him. Great writing as well. Along with great acting, great writing. Yeah. Anacostia has a soft spot for orphans. Wait until she finds out how Scylla was made an orphan by the army. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, assuming that she doesn't already, I would assume, I don't know. I want to say I would assume she does know already, but I don't know. I don't know. I think that Raelle will attempt to free Scylla and that the invisible guy will help her. That's an interesting thought. I want to get into those siblings. God, his name is Adil? Adil, is that right? And his sister. I forget what his sister's name was. But they're an interesting story point this episode. They were obviously... Adil brought his sister into Fort Salem looking for help because she has this disease that's attacking her. And it was mentioned in this episode that it could have been man-made. This disease here. There, that one. It could be man-made, So I think it's definitely been hinted at a couple times that we've got these two main players. Obviously, we've got the army and we've got the spree, and they're sort of butting heads. And it's been hinted that there's this third party that's joining the fight. Potentially humans. Obviously there are talks that, the humans are wanting to separate from these armies, these witch armies, and go out on their own. So that's potentially another threat coming by. The humans are potentially the ones that have been targeting the bellwethers because they're such a strong line in the witch's history. So yeah, there's this third party that's sort of been hinted at a lot, but I don't know. Obviously this could go either way always, but I had this thought this episode because like once that kid was like, what's his name? Oh God, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. Trying to like sound that out. Lida? Nah, that's so wrong. Anyway, the little girl. Let's call her the little girl. The black-webbed little girl. She came in. When she was like fixed and she was cured of this disease, she sort of came face to face with General God, why do I always have such a trouble pronouncing her name? General Adol? No, General Older, like older, but older. Gotcha. Older. General Older. They have like a face-to-face, right? And this little kid is like stronger than her, and like General Older is like trying to learn her music, her sound, right? Because it's something familiar to her. It's something from her past, her family. Anyway, I had a thought. I'm going off on all sorts of tangents. I had a thought that that little girl said that her brother, Adil, played his part, you know, just before they had that face-off. And that got me curious because, like, she got cured of that disease, like, so quickly, so randomly. And even Raelle was like, where did it go? Like, usually when I do this, I get some of the disease, you know, it hits me in some way, even just a little bit. And she didn't at all. And we did see in the episode that it looked like it trickled into that, what's that? The goo, the white goo, that Raelle touched, potentially trickled in through the ground, or because Raelle touched it and she had it on her finger, that's how it went there. My theory is that these siblings created this disease and created this whole situation to infect Fort Salem with this disease, or infect that goo with the disease. And I was like, whew, interesting. I don't know where that could go. I don't know who they're playing for. But I don't know. I can't shake the thought that it was all just sort of like a game, like a ruse. That the little girl was never actually sick. I mean, she was obviously carrying the disease, but like carrying it to infect Fort Salem. I don't know. That's just my theory, my running theory at the minute. So yeah, I don't know how big a, sorry, I've got my microphone all caught up in my legs. I don't know how big a part the brother plays in. Like, he could just be like a pawn, right? He might not have any idea. He could have just been like, my sister's sick, brought her in, and then, you know, he's very adamant of like not engaging in warfare, right? And he could still very much be like that, but the little sister is like playing him. I don't know. That's my working theory at this point. They're part of the third what's the word? The third party that's interfering in this war. Just a thought. We did have Abigail start a thing with Adil. She loves boys, doesn't she? I still can't get past her and Libba though. Her and Libba in that trailer, that promo, god damn, makes me weak. And the height difference. You know I'm weak for height difference. You know I'm weak. At The Hague, is it? They said that the Chinese were trying to force Adil's people to teach them their seeds. Yeah. So, I mean, we've known that a lot of the armies and a lot of people are trying to take advantage of this family, of this group of witches and their powers. They're clearly very skilled and very sought after. And they might be sick of everyone fighting after them. So they're just like, nah, bye. We're going to ruin everything. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. This whole show, it's so well written and I'm just so intrigued by it. I don't know where it's going. It could go like 50 different places. And it would all make sense with how it's leading into it, you know? I'm like, damn, it's good writing. I've only just like dived into the after show videos. I didn't know they existed until this week. Lovely people in my Discord mentioned to me that they have this after show after each episode. So I started watching them and they're like so informative. I'm like, oh damn, there's so much more information in these after shows that I've been missing out on. I've also been like binging the cast like Instagram videos and stuff like that because goddamn, I love them. They're all adorable and I love them so much. I love how interactive they are with everyone on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. Like, they love their fans and I love them for that. It's just, I love finding a new show for this like very reason, like how interactive the cast and crew are with like the fans, like in those first few seasons. Like, yeah, I love that. It just, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. All right. So we've touched on Raelle and Scylla, touched on the siblings. What else do we need to touch on? I did want to mention, I know like there's like, it's like setting General Alder up to like be the bad guy, right? I actually don't hate General Alder, you know? I feel like she was definitely, like, if I can sympathize or empathize or whatever with Scylla, then I can definitely do the same with General Alder, because I think she was put in a really rough position with, like, seeing her sister die and stuff like that. Like, the circumstances around her creating this army, I think are just as understandable as the circumstances around Scylla, you know? And as a side note, that goddamn BuzzFeed quiz that was going around, I got General Alder, so I also have a soft spot for her. So, there's that. Also, she's goddamn hot. Like, let's be honest. Okay? Let's be honest. Can we talk about Raelle knocking everyone else? And how the Necro teacher is now my favorite teacher. Raelle's powerful. Powerful AF. You know? She's a goddamn queen. Yeah, she does not know the strength of her power, the reach of her power. She has got a lot to learn. I definitely also do have a soft spot for that Necro teacher. I don't know. There's something about her. There is something definitely about her that I'm like, damn, I like her. And I'm like, kind of like, I don't know. I really want to ship her with someone, but also just like ship her. Just her. Can that be a thing? I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree. We also, just quickly while we're talking about that scene where Raelle knocked everyone on their asses. That little wink she gives Raelle, yeah. I don't know. I just like how Abigail and Libba get paired up and everything. Even like in the background, I'm like, I see this. This is enemies to lover, like OTP. Like, I need this. Give it to me. Stop pairing Abigail with dudes, okay? Give me this. Like, they don't have any scenes, really. They have like throwaway scenes, but I just can't stop looking at them. Like last episode where like Libba was just like looking worriedly at Abigail after the whole, obviously, like, attack and stuff like that. I couldn't. Like, they didn't even have a conversation that episode, but, like, just the looks that Libba was giving her, I was like, God damn, I'm weak. This episode, they had, like, they were paired up for a second before they got knocked out, and then at the end of the episode where they're doing their, God, what's that? What's the thing that they're doing? They get in the plane, this trial that they're going through. What is it called? Anyway, when they're in the plane, they just have that moment together. Like, they bicker, but they also, I think, are just trying to impress each other. Like, they just want to impress each other, you know? So, I don't know. They make me weak. I'm excited for next episode to see more scenes. Like, they're in the promo, so they at least get that scene together. Beth Treefine called Raelle the Scylla freak. The Scylla freak. It's rude. She deserves to get thrown on her ass. I like Libba's snarks more. She just, honestly, if anything, if Abigail is not into Libba at all, I feel like it's gotta be canon at this point that Libba is in love with Abigail. Like, even if it's just a one-sided thing, it's gotta be canon at this point. Like, I mean, it's not, but, like, it's gotta be. Like, she just keeps on trying to impress Abigail, and she is worried for Abigail when she's, like, obviously when Abigail was in a rough spot. Yeah. I don't know. In my mind, it's canon. Libba's in love with Abigail. I'm so weak for them. City drop, that's what it is. Yeah, the city drop. Alright, so what else? There was something else that I wanted to chat about. What did I want to chat about? What else is there that we need to talk about this episode? What do we need to talk about? Next episode, that promo was interesting with Scylla being there, but it's not Scylla. Like, it can't be Scylla, right? Because she was like evil. I don't know, it's like probably the spree pretending to be Scylla, or it could be, you know, the army playing more tricks as this test. I don't know. Who knows? Tally is a talented seer. Oh, yeah. Good pickup. That was really interesting, eh? With Adil and her being able to see them invisible. Though, like, they were moving through the bushes, like, not very stealthily. But it's interesting. I wonder what that means and, like, what the potential of that ability from Tally is. I'm curious to see where that leads. From the synopsis of the next episode, someone is going to die. I think it'll be Libba. You think it'll be Libba? It better not be. I'll be so pissed if it is. Someone's gonna die. I don't know if it'll be Libba. I don't know. I mean, it could be. It could be. I think it's gonna be more of a throwaway character, though. I don't want it to be Libba. I don't want it to be Libba. Someone's gonna die. Either Libba or Tally's friend. Ooh, it could be Tally's friend because she's significant, but she is very much a throwaway character. But also, if she dies, that's gonna, like, change Tally's trajectory, like, completely. You know, that's gonna change her whole attitude. That's gonna change her reactions to things. Like, that's gonna change everything. I think Tally's friend, while she's not as an important character to us, is definitely more of a significant death to the characters than Libba is. Because, like, at this point, while in my mind, there's this great love story happening between Libba and Abigail. At this point on screen, you know, Abigail is enemies with Libba. But, I mean, that could also change. You know, if Libba dies, Abigail is forced to sort of look at the realities of those petty fights, you know? Could be either. It could be either. But I do like the thought of Tally's friend. I mean, I don't like the thought of anyone dying, but... Because, like, that would bring up, like, interesting storylines because Tally's having a really hard time with, like, Scylla being spree and not telling Raelle, and then, like, if the spree kill her best friend, you know, that's gonna cause an even bigger divide between her and the spree, which, yeah, is gonna cause all sorts of interesting storylines to build up. Would Tally blame the spree for her death, or the military for putting her there where she didn't want to be? I think with the way that she's going, probably the spree, because I think she still, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I mean, she initially obviously went into the army, the military, because she believes it's, you know, it's the right thing to do. She has the power to help people. Why wouldn't she? You know, why would she run away from that? And that might even just enforce that even more, being like, okay, my friends died from this bad group of people. This just reinforces the reason why I need to be here, you know? I don't know. But I think Abigail is the one who will do the eulogy. Wasn't it Raelle that needs to do the eulogy? That was in the summary somewhere. Hold on. Someone sent me the summaries like ages ago. Like last week. Wasn't it Raelle that, like, is forced to do the eulogy? Hold on. Let me go back. Abigail. Oh, no. Okay. Abigail is faced with eulogizing a fallen soldier. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, you know, if it is Libba and she has to give the eulogy, that definitely will, you know, be very confronting about those petty fights that she had with her. But I don't want her to die. I need this to be OTP! Ugh. Surely if it's Glory, Tally would be giving the eulogy. Yes, but like if it's you know, worded as like Abigail is forced, so maybe like Tally is just so caught up in like the whole situation that she's not able to give the eulogy. Like it's the way that it's worded is like someone else was planning on giving the eulogy and it's, I don't know, something's happened, so now Abigail has to do it. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. It really could, I think. There's a soundtrack in Motherland entitled Scylla Reveal that hasn't been played during episode 1 through 7. Maybe there will be a big event between Raelle and Scylla when this music is played later. Soundtrack, Scylla Reveal. Interesting. Interesting. Honestly, it could be, it could play during some more flashbacks with Anacostia and Scylla, because like there might be a big reveal in one of her flashbacks about why she joined or what happened or something, you know, a big reveal in one of her flashbacks that this music plays through. I don't know. It could be like, you know, the spree version of Scylla. I don't know. Who knows? It could be anything. That's why I love this show, because it could be anything. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. And I love that. I love that. Sick of shows being so predictable. Oh. Yeah. But I do hope Libba lives to see another day. But now that I think about it, now that she's in the promo for next week's episode, like they have a fight between Libba and Abigail, and maybe that's when they get like attacked and she dies there, and Libba, I don't know. But then like, God, wouldn't that wreck Abigail even more? Like having her whole, like, not her whole family, but a good portion of her family like killed, and she even witnessing like the gruesome death of one of her family members, her cousin, and then like, you know, having to fight through that and that sort of trauma that we saw last episode hitting her. And then, you know, just being confronted with another close death. God, I can only like, oh, Jesus. Like, how would you come back from that? Like, how, I don't know. Abigail's like a badass bitch, but like, even the toughest, like, how do you come back from that? I don't know. Taylor said that she was weeping listening to, oh, how do I say her name again? Someone said it, like someone, no, wait. Amalia? I don't know. Taylor said that she was weeping listening to Amalia was sobbing. I know. I just can't. With those two, oh. They make the ship, you know? They make the ship. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're great. They've got great chemistry. I love like how much all these actresses put into this show. Like they just give it all. You know, that the episode last week with the three girls, you know, with Abigail and Tally going to go find Raelle after she runs off to try and save Scylla, and they break down on the beach. Like that scene, you know, just like you can, you know, they put everything into it, and it, you know, it pays off. And then, you know, yeah, the scene between Raelle and Scylla, this scene, this episode was, whew, yeah, rough. But I mean, it makes the show, you know, it makes it. You have the pronunciation correct. Hey, I just need to pin that comment of someone spelling out the name so I can pronounce it correctly. I'm so bad with names. Oh. Yeah, okay. So what else do we need to touch on that happened this episode? Um Oh, I don't know, there's something that I'm missing. What am I missing? Maybe the death is when Libba screws up and gets someone on her squad killed. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, yeah, but also, like, I feel like as a viewer, it's not really relevant. I mean, while Libba is relevant, like if she died, it's relevant. But I don't know. I mean, it could be, but it's hard to say because she's not a main character. And so her screwing up and learning a lesson from that, in my mind, just takes time away from, like, the main characters. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, as much as I would love to see more of Libba, in my mind, trying to sort of, like, think about how likely it's going to happen, I don't know. It seems that Tally caught on to Raelle being cast asleep spell and brought to Scylla by her reaction. Yeah, where Raelle, like, starts, like, throwing up because, you know, it was mentioned, you know, if you wake up too quickly from that sleep spell, you get sick to your stomach. Yeah, and I think you're correct. Tally definitely caught on to that. She's a seer. She sees it all. It's so dangerous, that power. Seeing it all, you know. And I think there's some I don't know, what's the right word? It's some benefit to being ignorant, to being blind. Seeing it all is, you know, while could be useful at times, can also not be very useful. Just going through a bumpy patch in the internet. See if we can get through this again and then jump back into the questions. See if we fix it up a little bit. Here we go. Jump back in. We'll jump back in. There we go. Cool. A deal is so unnecessary. Did we need his romance with Abigail? I don't like that she risked Raelle to save his sister. I don't know. I found that storyline interesting, to be honest, considering my my theory on the siblings. I think there's definitely obviously some importance to them that we didn't see this episode necessarily. But it was definitely interesting to see Abigail sort of move on from that. I mean, she had her dudes that she could have hooked up with this episode, but she's like, nah, she's sort of looking for something maybe a bit more real. And I think that plays into the whole what happened last season, you know, or not last season, last episode, you know. She's talking about, you know, how could you possibly, like, settle down with just one guy for 5 years? And then, you know, her cousin being like, you know, she'll understand. There's other things to it. And then, you know, seeing her cousin die, she might have a bit more, what's the word? Grounding to her now. Yeah, I think that plays a part in it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I didn't mind it. I think it does play a bit of a role into Abigail's growth as a character. Yeah. I don't really want him to stick around long term though. But I didn't hate it. Gertrude and Tally. They're interesting. I don't care about him. On the flip side to, like, a deal, like, obviously, like, I don't care if he doesn't show up again. I also found that storyline interesting with Abigail. On the flip side to that, is it Gurid? And Tally. I don't care about them. Tally deserves better. Tally deserves way better. I don't know. He's boring to me. Anacostia and Alda relationship starts showing some cracks. Yeah, that's going to be interesting seeing that move forward. Anacostia is just so loyal to the military, you know. And, you know, she grew up in the military. That's all she's known. And it's going to be interesting to see her storyline play along with Scylla and then how that affects her relationships with Alda. Because, you know, I think she sees her as a mother figure for sure. And to see, I guess, a different side to your parental figure, yeah, is rough. And it's... yeah, it's a time. Tally deserves so much better. Only boy on the show I like was Brian. Byron. Same. Love him. He can come over more often, I think. What else we got? I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I'm way too excited about this show. So while Raelle is just pure power, Tally seems to be very talented. Does Abigail have something up her sleeve? So that's interesting thought. Raelle's pure power, yeah. Tally seems to be very talented seer. Abigail, I mean, she's a leader, right? I mean, she's just the ultimate leader. Maybe we'll see more from her, but I think, you know, she's a badass. She's a badass leader that looks after a team. I think seeing her growth as a leader as well has been really fun to watch. Jumping in, seeing her think that, you know, this is her right, you know, all these sort of things, and how she feels like she's been thrown under the bus with having a dodgy unit, you know, and just wanting to sort of like maybe take the easy route, you know. She tried to get put into a different unit, and then seeing her go from that to really growing and connecting with her unit and learning with her unit and seeing the pitfalls and the highs that they have, you know, learning to tap into what makes them strong and what makes them weak. I think that's powerful in itself, and she's learning how to do that, which, yeah, every unit needs a good leader. Every unit needs a good leader to point that power, you know, in the right direction. Yeah. I just love this unit. I love this goddamn show. It's just such a good show, eh? I think we might wrap it up soon. I think we've touched on most things that we need to touch on. I could talk about this show forever. Forever. But I am going to continue to do these live reviews. So same time next week, I'm going to be doing a live review of next week's episode. So, you know, jot that down in your calendars, bookmark the page, I don't know, subscribe. Also, just a heads up, I have an open Discord. There's a link in the description. You guys can jump in. We talk about all bunch of TV shows. There is a Motherland Fort Salem channel in that where we talk about all sorts of things Motherland. So go check out the link, join the Discord, chat with us. Yeah, I could talk about this show forever. Yeah, so I think we've touched on most things. Very excited for next week. Jump on the Discord so we can chat more if there's anything that I have forgotten. But is Abigail a leader, or what she anticipates what should be? Not to reduce her input, but she's more suggestive as a leader rather than a true leader. I think, yeah, it's interesting because, like, there's so many alpha and so many big voices in that unit. So like Raelle is so chaotic and so impulsive. There is no way to be forceful on that and be effective, you know? I think a true leader understands how to lead someone. And leading does not always mean to be forceful or, you know, stand in front, to be honest. You know, a good leader can understand that, you know, their position is taking a step back and letting their unit what's the right word? Embrace their abilities, their power, and embrace what makes them work, you know? So I think while yes, she's definitely taken a bit more of a backseat than at the start of the season. I think Tally is growing up and she's getting more of a voice of her own. But I do think Abigail is still the leader of the group, you know? I think, you know, last episode, she took the initiative, you know? She was like, we need to get our sister. This is the thing we need to do, you know? She stands up for her unit. And her unit knows now that she will do anything for them. And I think that's what makes a good leader, knowing that you know, your team can rely on you, whether you're in the front line or whether you're letting them take the front line. It's, yeah, I don't know. That's how I interpret it anyway. But I do think Abigail had the idea in her mind initially that a leader is someone that is the main voice of the group, you know? But I don't think that's necessarily true. It might be for some people, you know, in some cases, you know, the true leader is someone that has the main voice of the group. But, you know, in some cases, when you have so many powerful voices, it's powerful in itself to know when to take a step back and to let other people have the voice, you know? Yeah. If Scylla, Necro, Raelle, Fixer, Tally, Seer, probably Abigail, Blaster. There you go. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you all for stopping by, hanging out, chatting Motherland. Like I said, I'm going to be back here same time next week. So subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button on this video if you haven't already and you enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to have this video up, obviously. So if you missed the start of the stream or whatnot, you can go back and watch this. No worries. Like I said, there's a link in the description to my Discord. We can jump in and talk more Motherland Fort Salem. But otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.